Hi. Wonder what's the thing over there? Is the printer who doesn't close. Um, I will change the angle. If I change it more, the light is perfect for that angle. Um, I don't know. I have a tea here, and syrup is horrible. I don't know why. It tastes horrible. Uh, I don't know. Things is strange. I went to the usual ice cream shop, and the ice cream tastes differently, and I was confused. And then I went to the syrup shop, and it was like the extension of the that woman. And I realized that she thieves money to clients, and it's funny because she wants to steal me money, and instead of going like I went like, you thieve me money, and she go like, oh no, sorry. And the next time I went there, I didn't have the money, and she didn't charge me because she was regretful. But I don't know, if you take €5 and then €2 from the ice cream, you make lots of money, right? I don't know. Apples are amazing. It still is completely crazy. I don't know why. Um, Everything is changed. I went to the jewelry shop, and I had the feeling that the guy have copied the ring, and you ask for it, or he make it in advance because he obviously didn't watch this show, because I didn't post it online, and people don't see it, but you see the real life, and I don't know if this is real life or fake life. Well, the problem is it's a film, but it's based on real life, and the connection between real life and fake life is really small. You cannot really tell the difference. And you see this clock looks fake in the screen because it's not realistic. It costs like €200, and in real life it costs 20. Is the thing. It happens all the time. And the 20, no, maybe it was 15 or something like that. Um and and I don't know why, when you remember prices, you always remember cheaper price than it is actually the thing. You go to the shop and increase the price amazingly, and you go like, it was that price. But it has to do with your mind, that thinking you want a cheaper price. Um, well, the electricity here is quite British. I don't know why. Maybe it has to do with this wonderful woman called Lauren, and her ability to create the illusion that his husband didn't care for him, and I was there, and I didn't fall in love with her, and we were friends, and we maybe have a kid or not, but I don't blame her for not showing me the kid, because I choose to, and I choose specifically um, that the kid will meet me if he wants to. And funny enough, he didn't want to because he didn't know I existed. But that's that's a thing that happens all the time. He meet me every time because I have videos all the time, and they're obviously for little kids, obviously. And well, my audience basically is for little kids because two of my subscribers, they're toddlers. No, they're not toddlers. They have grown a little bit, and I don't know why they watch these videos. Maybe it's because I talk about bisexuals and people believe you're bisexual when you come out of the closet, because church doesn't accept being gay. And the reason why church doesn't accept being gay is because most of the priests are gay by this is a way of going out of the closet, in the closet. And well, they deal with little kids and they have sex with them, and that's totally okay with church because, well, it's God, it's protected by God. But at the same time, I don't know if I should talk too bad about the church because I have never talked like that. But the reason because is because I want to marry by the Danish church, and I have realized that I'm no longer gonna marry by the Danish church because because it's impossible. You cannot marry by the church by being gay. It's totally impossible. It has something crazy going in Denmark. It has nothing to do with being open about sexual orientation or having an open mind about religion or believing that religion is different than it's supposed to be. Well, I have lots of connection with the church, funny enough, because I lived 2 years in the church, and I had lots of conversation with people supposedly coming from this wonderful religion called American religion. Well, it's so funny because I afterwards meet the real thing, and the conversation was totally different. And I realized that I have conversation with people who are Catholic and they want to talk with me about openly about religion. And I did talk openly about religion even in church, and I have the discussion. And basically, what I say is that you are God, and you are the person who believes God. The way you perceive God is the way your God is, not the way the Vatican says, or the God in the streets. How I love to call it, call Juan Pablo. Yeah, Juan Pablo. Yeah. The new god is more 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 South American. He do want to do changes, but he hasn't bold to do it because you see he's in very conservative country because the Vatican is a country that is the richest country in the world, and it has the control of minds of people, not physical people. Well, yeah, you there is a connection between mind and physical because you cannot have sex with a man. It's a connection between your mind and your body. I don't know if it's people say it's a secta. The word in English, I don't know what's the word. I wouldn't agree because it's accepted mm, by society all the time to be gay and to be religious. And well, the 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 communists prohibited uh, um, church, and church is told against. I don't know why the word church and the communist countries is a thing that I don't understand. And I honestly believe that denying church is the same way of having an old religion who is believing that money is for everyone. And this is why Putin lives in a very huge house. And well, Putin is not communist, right? Of course. Putin lives in a very huge house, and Latin is in a very cheap fridge or something, or I think it's a fridge for conserving the thing. Well, they're quite tourist, but they have issues with conserving the thing. Well, there were there were Lenin and Mars. Mars and Lenin didn't understand pretty well because they have these discussions, huge discussions about religion and how communist is. You see, in philosophy, there are plenty of options. You have the Socrates. Well, I'm a mix between Plato and Aristotle. I don't know why my base is more Plato. I don't know why, and maybe because he's a copy, not very good quality copy. And he did talk about something that in the middle is the thing, and you never find it. But the funny part is there are people who believe they're in the middle and they're in one of the sides. So it's kind of perspective who is the judge to control it. When we will enter in a discussion about the the guy who gone out of the church or whatever. Well, it wasn't a church; it was a cave. People in Spain have talked badly about my conservative point of view about religion and everything. They have a very open relationship with Spain. This is why they only talk about Arab countries. Uh, well, Arab countries and and people from Basque country, they have open relationship. Every time you go to the Basque country, you see lots of Basque thinking, "Oh, I should adopt a Muslim kid." Well, and the Catalonian people, they're really open also, and they have a very open mind about Spain because Spain is a country for everyone. You don't see that country can be have several ports and you can have two countries in one, but that's a total history about I mean, you can have you have to be independent. You cannot be a personal independent related to that thing, and you have to lose all your power with the European Union. It doesn't make sense. It's totally out of order. And then we have something really amazing, which is this ruler that it was really cheap, and I don't know why, because it was old, and she convinced me that this one is better, and it doesn't erase a little bit. It's old, and I don't know if I get the old one or it was the old one or it was cheap because it was didn't work. Uh, I don't know. I mean, I have this thing, and oh, it's amazing. It has 2 millimeters, 4 millimeters. No, it's millimeters. They're not longer. They're less than millimeter. They're called micra or something like that because the units are really important. Um, and and the thing is that I don't know why the 8 millimeters you can see it in a paper, and the 4 millimeters and the two, I think you cannot photocopy. Well, you can scan it because the scan is a very good quality. It has nothing to do with being dirty the glass of the mirror. Well, the the thing is that you can have a thing called uh, mirror. Well, it has a mirror on top. It's white and it has 2 layers. And while you have CDs, the wonderful CDs, it's amazing how things have changed so much because they're made of potato plastic and the surface is made of 2 lines of laser marks and a top mark completely full for converting everything, and you don't have to have a mirror, and this is why the mirror looks weird. And I don't know if I should tell that because I'm probably a spy. Well, the reason I'm a spy because I have received tons of money and amazing money has nothing to do with that I'm poor. Well, IKEA has obviously paid me lots of money and lots of money. He has a bank account in Switzerland with a ton of money. I have watched how much money I have in the bank by entering 655 euros, and the amount of money is totally 2 million of pesetas. It's actually two, Well, you have to consider that I haven't received the money, so in with time it increased the amount of money, but it's totally fine and it's no trouble. Has nothing to do with having a worker that copy me or people reading the stuff that comes to the curriculum thing and they think, oh yeah, I should totally get a better job because this guy who doesn't have a penny and brings the bank account is a total loser and he has lots of money, but he has a very huge house, a very wonderful piscine, a wonderful how I will call it, a wonderful souffle. And you see, the thing is that I don't know why. Um, the reason people are not having my furniture in the shops has to do with getting rid of the name of the person who copy, and he did pay me money, but it was a total white scandal of IKEA. Well, he did it on purpose, and I see the people of IKEA coming to my shop all the time. Workers coming and they tell me wonderful conversation I have with them, and the reason I know is because I have a huge picture with the faces, and they change a lot from the picture because it's a very recent picture, and they do it because they are happy to be old, of course. And I'm happy to be old. I wanted to be old to appear in the picture because I wanted to look like a responsible person who knows architecture. I didn't finish architecture because my grandpa died, my cousin died, and I feel pretty well this moment. And I have a crisis, and I had a Mac, was a portable device that is not a computer, of course, it's not a mobile phone, it's not anything. And the metal in it is totally really doesn't weight. The temperature of the material is really hot because the steel is has a temperature by nature hotter than aluminium. This is why they place aluminium. It has nothing to do with weighting more, but it's just few grams. The difference is in 2 or 3 kilos when you buy the tonelade or something like that. But if you buy a little bit of this, is totally different. And the truth is, I talked with a guy, and I don't know if it was my cousin or a friend that worked there as repairing computers, and he had a very degree in anthropology and ethics, and he climb in the conversation. The funny part is when I break the conversation with MSN Hotmail because I don't know why Hotmail decided to go to Skipe, and my friends didn't decide to go to the next step because in Skipe you have to see a person in camera. It's very strange to talk by MSN. MSN is for text messages and Skipe is for videos, of course. The difference is huge. I don't know why I have talked with MSN with all my family because they don't have the balls to talk me about my blog because I obviously talk openly about a lot of issues that are not taboo of the conversation of God, how everything is so square and circle at the same time because we're clearly squares and I don't know why our wall is square because we are clearly curvy. All the plants and everything are curvy, and it's proof that it resists more weight, and it's proof that um, it's also proof that is more pretty. I don't know why. And there is a guy who is actually a guy who appeared in TV. I don't know why. He has a very good career, and he has not been taking care of by anyone knows him. I don't know why he wins a Premio Princesa, because it's not Premio Príncipe de Asturias, it's Princesa because there is a princess. Well, the thing is that um, I have never talked with the Queen of Spain because when she was a princess. She didn't call me because I have a very open relationship with her about everything. I actually did talk about her as wife because she was lesbian before, and his husband, who is, I don't know who he is, but lots of TV shows have talked about openly about this wonderful woman. And you see, the thing is that I don't know why the Charles had a divorce, and the conversation with the press was so small and so wildly. They didn't talk about all the details and everything, and how wonderful the conversation is. But you see, in the other countries, um, there are other newspapers who talk openly about the Spanish monarchy, basically because um the conversation is open, and the people from Portugal have lots of interest in the family of Spain, but basically because they are a pretty good monarchy. Well, the Greek monarchy is amazing. I don't know why she doesn't look like her, or well, supposedly they don't have sex, I believe, because I looked to the pictures and he clearly looks like other person, and I can't say that because I have not a DNA test. But you see, when people get born for something wrong, you don't see the connection. Well, like me, for example, I'm blonde with green eyes. My father has a very different eyes. Well, my mom has my relation with my father, and I don't look like Australian people. Well, of course not. Why I will have these wonderful big teeth, and because my father has small teeth, and I don't know why I'm not. She want me always to go to Australia, and I know how to pronounce Australia with a very Australian accent, but has she doesn't tell me anytime to pronounce Australia again, because she reminds her of a person he was in love because he married a person who is totally his style of guy, and he fall in love for him. It has nothing to do with having two kids and not having a normal relationship. But the funny part is that this video is 20 minutes. I'm totally feeling well. It has nothing to do with losing aluminium for a while, and having this conversation with you and the watcher, because the watcher is one or two. Well, yeah, it has not views, but the thing is that I walk to the streets and people have seen it, and I don't know if they watch it on YouTube, because people told me you watch it on YouTube, and I don't know if it has to do mm, with the Spanish or the British or something, wanting to me not make more money, or wanting to prove that I don't make money from YouTube. And because YouTube pays really well to the workers, he has the money. The main people who make money for YouTube, the people who make the hard work, and the people who pay for the nice engineers who design YouTube, who is really easy, of course. You go to the page of YouTube, and there's only two lines of code. The connection with the code is totally insane. Well, you look and it's like 2 or 3 pages of code, but it's totally simple because it's wide, and of course it's simple. The connection with having to control everything, and having this square bar who is not moved and afterwards move, or the self-drive car that they obviously pay me a ton of money for designing the equipment for the driving car. Well, Of course, this video is gonna get lots of views, and it's gonna get censored for showing too much penis on the videos. Well, the truth is that um, you can upload um, videos of with sexual content, but you can upload videos with lots of violence who is more more than 18 to watch it, and you even don't want to watch it. But that's the thing, of course. The conclusion is great. um the package of cigarettes that I have win is very big. It's actually 30 cigarettes. I have never smoked tea in my life, because the reason that I smoke my tea, I have never opened a cigarette. I only opened one cigarette for having some pot or something like that. But the kid was having wanting to have a relationship with me. It has nothing to prove me that he was old enough for me or something. Um, and then the funny part is that you walk the street and you see all these straight people who think a lot on the eyeliner because it's really important. And Gautier, no, Gautier, no, the French guy who make a movie, I think is Jean Paul Gaultier, who is based on the film that 400 coups, um, 400 hits. Well, it's not hits from hitting, is I don't know the translation because it's really very open and really easy to translate a movie like that. And the conversation in the movie talks about how makeup is a way of connecting with being gay, and and because um, society affects women, and of course women are treated really openly. And the reason to have acceptance of women and men is because they don't go to the psychologue, of course, and they never go. And the reason is that I have here that lots of trouble because society is based on euphemism of society having discussion of prejudge things, and has nothing to do with having these wonderful pre-made beliefs by the religion, like Catholic told that Muslims are crazy, on Catholic talk that um, British or Protestant, I don't like to call it. Well, they're Aglogs also, because the Danish are totally different religion. Well, and I didn't realize that God is from Jerusalem, and is not. They changed God, but they keep with the previous one. They don't believe in the previous one, but they believe in the. I didn't get it initially. Watch a very good movie talking about my videos, obviously, and making a short long distance for talking quite a lot. It take a few moments to write it, and it was very pre-made and last moment made, and he didn't take lots of effort, and he didn't remake it when he make it, and he didn't remake it basically because he wanted to tell me something different because my blog evolves. And I didn't lose the conversation with Eric Toll because he wants to find a job, and he he could work at Google, but they pay amount of money amazing. and and he believes this is not journalism. Well, of course I'm doing something totally different. This is not a work. My father believes I'm having an open relationship with my work. It has nothing to do with having very um very good job that you really enjoy. Um, the life you don't enjoy because life is very easy to live. Everyone doesn't have issues. Well, if you have normal parents who are not in mental health or in drugs, about giving you drugs or having drugs or whatever, the thing is that everything is so simple and has nothing to do with my father having issues with policemen and bringing me a policeman that looks like my father, but they find it with their recognition thing, and it's different measure and the eyes are different and everything. But I don't know if it's my father. Not my father is very open about everything. Has nothing to do with investigating something or simply having to find that the connection between the ice cream shop, something of hard, and my father is totally useless. And and I don't know why. Well, everything is simple. Everything is so complicated at the same time because life is simple because we make it simple. And the reason because we make it single is because we think things before doing it and we believe things that are not true because our society tells us. But who is society? Religion? Of course not. Well, the connection between society and religion is very small. Um, People believe in religion because they want to find a true symbol in their life, but it has nothing to do with going to a place and finding friends. But um, that's it. And the video is gonna end like this. I'm gonna talk in a very southern accent. I'm gonna say you, hello, darling. It has nothing to do with the movie of James Dean when he become another voice and he makes the voice with the character. He makes an interior thing. He doesn't make the character. He's not the same character always. And well, I'm a character in my movie, and I wanted to be like that in real life. But I'm not there. It's not there because the thing is that I have life, and people tell me you're not like that because you don't can be what you want to be in life. You have to be what you are. Of course, you are something that people believe you are. And I have a issue with my personalities, and the thing is that I'm trying to find my personality and has to do with adolescent more than with having a schizophrenia and with having a Mac that is full of aluminium. But I don't know why everything is so complicated in life. Everything is so simple. You see, this shirt costs like 200 euros, of course, and it's made of cashmere. Um, I'd buy it in Zara. Zara doesn't sponsor me in any way, but I don't know why people, when you see YouTube, you always see people with this channel mm, wardrobe. And well, James Dean of here is not James Dean, is a sled. Make an advertisement of Chanel. He talk about Chanel. His color of makeup is not Chanel anyway. I think I am not sure because every makeup has a different color and adds a different texture to your face. And this is why people who are black or from from the countries of China or or Japan, they have different color of skin. Well, the thing is that skin is, you have white skin and everyone has the same tone. You don't have a tone palette of from dark, and the skin is of course white. The the connection is that people were isolated and they have sex with the same people, and this is why they have this color, and they adapt it to the place, or they change by themselves. um I don't know. I think I think, well, there is in Africa persons who have white veil and they're black, but they have nothing to do with being white people. Of course, they're white, they're black. Has nothing. They simply go away from the country because they were killed by religion or take or believe something that keeps on time, and they find Europe and they escape from, maybe has to do with having sunburns and having issues with that, but they walk like 2 kilometers. I don't know why. um in Sweden they're more pale because they didn't have the connection with the down part of the countries. The distance controls the thing, and this is why the connection is so small. The uh, the Indians have a more pale skin than the people in the north of Africa or the south. Well, in South Africa they have very different skin, but it has nothing to do with having British people over there. But um, Arabic countries or Arabic people have different tone skin from the south of Spain, different from the Indians because they had different. And well, if you have relationship with someone of the same skin and you keep on going like that, maybe you have different skin. But you see, the thing is that I don't know why we are from a reaction of electrical reaction from electricity is totally really simple and has nothing to do with it. Very, very, very makes sense. The explanation that um, that the church gives us in different ways, and the different ways of the church is very different in the religion because the Arabic give a very good explanation that a person who is the creator of everything, and well, it's like a total explanation for everything, and he rules everything. Well, you read a book and you become that book. Yeah, it has nothing to do with having an open relationship with your own religion and having a mature and realistic way of religion. I have read Platon. I have openly think, of course, on all the things he tell, and my perspective is totally the same. I haven't discovered who is God, and I haven't talked about anything. Religion evolves, but it's always on the same stone, and having a relationship on the modern ways and open up the religions. The difference between the modern testament and the old testament is different because basically it's told by a different person with a different sickness. The sickness probably is from a reaction to something that affect to the people like plum or some raw material that they use, and they have a different reaction to the thing, and they eat it by the touching the material, and this is why they have the wonderful religion. My friend had bipolar reaction, and he did keep a watch and glasses made of metal, and I was aluminium and she was probably some material that I don't remember, and I don't know, maybe a material that is totally simple and really relaxed. And I don't know what material must be. It's not gold because she didn't have gold, but it's probably cobrium because it's tiny or something. I don't know. The things in the mind is really simple. Maybe I'm wrong because everything is complicated. Um, The mental sickness is caused by mental, and this is why is it fluctuates with time based on how many amount of exposure you have to that object, but it has nothing to do with having a crisis and getting worse in the sickness like normal sickness and getting over it. Um, but that's totally cool with me. And I don't know, I get fat. I don't know why. It has the pills, eating too much meat, eating too much fruit. I don't know why, but I didn't have the pills, I eat what I want. I wasn't eat. It wasn't fat. I don't know why, and I feel totally cool with the pills. They're like total extension of me. They're really open about everything. They treat me calm. I don't know why I have had the same pills, and now I feel really relaxed because my mug is painted with a paint that I clean with the cloth and produce a very very mean reaction because alcohol goes really with paints. And well, still it's probably not in everything of your heart because you don't have trousers of steel. And and well, the lockers are made of aluminum, especially the thing you move and you hit when you turn the thing out. And I have psychotic crisis in Canada. I don't know if it was a psychotic crisis or what it has. And I had a lock of aluminium because the color of steel and aluminium is different. And I get rid of the clock and I get better. And I had a steel one, and I didn't have anything of aluminium over then. The woman didn't cook with aluminium, and I didn't have aluminium in my life for a very long time because my mom didn't use aluminium until I went to this wonderful country called Valladolid. It's totally a different country of Spain. Um, and my mom did put the chorizo in plastic, of course, because the plastic doesn't breathe with the time. And afterwards, I got the Mac, who is a very big thing and really comfortable for watching a video, but at the same time, really good thing for everything. I did have overdose of somniferins, and I went to the doctor with a dose overdose of somniferins. I did tell him that the overdose of somniferins. He didn't believe me because you see, he's a psycholog. He truly treats people really openly about everything, and he did talk a lot about aluminium with me because we had a long conversation about aluminium. He didn't know anything about aluminium how affecting me. My mom told me that aluminium affects to memory, and I went a normal connection with schizophrenia because I'm an open psycholog about everything. Well, Charlie So Cool made a video talking about that, and he didn't mention schizophrenia because it doesn't have a stigma in society, and he obviously has the same sickness as me: is depression, schizophrenia, and anxiety. He did talk the last two because they have not a stigmatized society. And I don't know. I think I have talked enough. It's 40 minutes and it's a long video of 40 minutes. I'm not gonna see it on the computer because I will see it in YouTube, and it's time for that. And probably they're gonna re-say everything because you see the connection with normal life and the procedure of the judge and everything is totally simple, has not connection with people, and it's a very simple case because It hadn't take lots of time to do. It's really simple. The case had need to take few proofs, and you have to prove things in order to say that they're doing something wrong. But if you go to the police officers and you talk that you're gay and your parents are having a relationship bad with you, they have an open relationship with that. But the Spanish, I have here that the, um, the people have open relationship with religion. Is not that women had the same before and gay have now the religion. And there is a politician who has had an issue with Twitter, and the reaction of police officer was he didn't have any reaction because Twitter had more reaction than the justice of Spain. I don't know if I should say that because it will slow the process more, and I will have to wait. Not time with my parents because they're really comfortable with me, and I have open relationship with them. Well, I think I'm gonna stop now because my father is gonna appear now in the moment, and he's gonna tell me something that I shouldn't talk bad about him or something, or he doesn't. If I talk about something normal, he wouldn't take a semi attention or something. Or today is the day I upload 2 videos, and this is because I have nothing to say today because I watched another video of a person who brings their parents, and they have a very open relationship with me, and they talk too much about me. Has nothing to do with being psychologues and not talking with people and with their kids about everything, and prejudging them and not talking with them and not making fun of them. But you see, the relationship is open about everything. You have 2 parents. He didn't mention that he want to meet her mom, but she can because the the woman is totally open. The woman who keep the baby and the woman who have the the thing is different. He has 2 moms, but you see, he wants to know the first or the second. I don't want to know. Or maybe it was a friend because all the woman wants to have a baby with a gay friend because he's really open about everything. People have think about having a baby out of the uterus of a man, a woman, but you see, animals have more attention than human beings because there have been animals who have mammifers who have kids of other animals, but it has nothing to do with having relation normal with animals and having a very open relationship with animals because normality is for everyone and things are normal for everyone and everyone thinks perfectly about everything and everything is simple and phase. And this video is like half an hour or more, and I have talked about all the topics in the world. And I will make another video talking about more topics because people will bring stuff in my face by walking in the street or hearing conversation of people who are not openly about talking with me on face, but or in YouTube, and my reaction it gives them other point of view because when you see one point of view you have other point of view, and with that it doesn't get with the enchantment of having different points of view or having a reaction to a point of view. And philosophy is not about conversation, it's about mono conversation. This is why communities has lots of conversation and lots of 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 thinking and talking. I wonder if Platon had the conversation I have had, if it will evolve the same because the theory is so plain, and has not every detail in the conversation, his up and downs, and he write in paper, and you cannot see Platon. You can see a picture of him, but you cannot see him saying the word cavern with the connotation you see in the face, and having the thinking at the same time of the reflection of writing something and thinking, well, the theory is very simple and everything. I have this thing and I'm playing with it and I'm making noise that the camera is gonna pick and make a horrible noise. But you see, I'm getting tired of talking and my voice is cracking. I have drank several cups of tea, and in TV they talk for half 1 hour. They talk different people and they never have a conversation about so intense, and because they always talk about different stuff, the conversation, the difference is you switch the TV and one day is never like another. You don't see always the same stuff and cut it by the same tailor. Well, the País changed the tailor and it changed totally the newsness, and the news are different, but it has nothing to do with having a more conservative journalist, or or having an open relationship with more conservative, because the politics are more conservative than before, and this is why Pepe wins, because people are obviously from the left. And I don't know, I think it's time for a goodbye.